We're going to look at some examples now of comparing two graphs to each other. It's very common to see questions where you're given a graph that has two lines and then you're asked how the lines are similar or different. So here's an example. We're going to call this object A and this object B. And you might be asked, how is the motion of A and B different? Well, in this case, notice the big difference is that A is steeper, but the test is probably not going to give that as an option. So you need to remember that what steeper really means is that the object is going faster. So the correct answer would be that object A is moving faster than object B. Now, if the test asks how they're the same, notice that both of these graphs are going uphill. That means that both graphs are moving in the forward direction, so they have that in common. Let's look at another example. Let's say that this is object A and this is object B. What makes these graphs different is that B started up higher on the axis. Notice it has a y-intercept. The test is not going to give that as an option. You need to remember that a higher intercept really means that object B got a head start. So how are these objects different? Object B was given a head start and object A had to start at the beginning. How are these graphs similar? Notice that they have the same steepness. In other words, they're parallel. What this means is that both objects are going the same speed. So this is something that they have in common, something that makes them the same. Let's look at one more example. This is object A, and this is object B. How are these objects different? Well, notice that A is going uphill and B is going downhill. But that won't be an answer choice. You need to remember that what this really means is they are traveling opposite directions. A is going forward, B is going backward. That's what makes them different. What do they have in common? Well, notice that they both have the same steepness. This might be hard to see because one is going up and one is going down. But if we actually were to measure this, we'd get the same numbers. What this means is that these objects have the same speed. Now, one of them will have a positive speed because it's going forward, and the other will have a negative speed because it's going backward, but they will both have the same number speed. So this is what they have in common.